Mhm.
saying yes to
Mhm.
stuff. I think one of my favorite things that you do in the Pacifist run is that Papyrus dating sim, where instead of fighting, you just are like running around doing stuff
Mhm.
with him, and just like it comes up with that whole insane screen where it's got like the radar on one side and it's got like your heartbeat and stuff, and the music gets all dating sim, like dating sim fight.
Yeah.
I absolutely just love the mechanics that are included when you don't do the combat. I think that taking away just because the combat is like the simplest thing in the game. It's just press the button when it lines up in the center. And then the fun version, the puzzles and all the pacifist route side is like, how do I understand this creature to make it do and let me get out of this fight? Like making the mermaid thing flex off screen.
Oh yeah.
You just make him flex like 3 times and then he just flexes away. It's so funny.
Dude, like I actually never thought about that. Like the combat is super simple, but if you want to like defeat the enemies through kindness, you got to go through like the hoops. Like it, and that kind of is the same thing in real life too. It's like, yeah, you could have a bloody war with people, or you can sit down and just have a chat, you know.
And sometimes you hear stuff that you don't want to hear, but never a reason to murder anybody.
Exactly. It's so I kind of like how Toby Fox has like made that reflect in the game design. Like the ethics of the game is reflected in like pretty much every little bit and piece, you know, like the music, the combat system, the interface, the story, like the character design, you know. Like it's interesting how all of these little things come together and like create the ethical core of the game. Kind of creates is it kind of reflected in all these elements and creates a completely different atmosphere for both like the Genocide run and the Pacifist run. Because like I'm thinking instantly of that one part with the monster kid. Like when it's in the Pacifist run, it's just like a fun little time. It's like, oh, he's tripped, and it's like, oh, I'll help you out, whatever. But in the Genocide run, it's like, why are you looking at me like that? It's like with those murderous eyes and whatnot. And you get into the combat thing, it's like you try to kill it and boom, Undyne protects him, you know?
Yeah.
So like,
which is like because in the Pacifist run, it almost makes it seem like Undyne's the monster who's being really scary.
Yeah.
And then it turns out in the Genocide, it's you who's really scary.
Yeah. Well, and that's also one thing in the Genocide run, like you hear, what is it, the True Hero theme only in that fight. So that's one thing that one song that you can unlock in the Genocide run that you can't hear in the Pacifist run.
Yep. There's also the Mettaton version, The Power of Neo.
What is it? The Power of Neo.
Yep. He has an extra form in the Genocide run.
Really? Does he?
Yep.
I don't. Was there another like song to go with that too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. You can look it up.
Huh. Let me look it up right now. The Power of Neo. Because like I have never.
Because he transforms again, because that's one of the. It flips the script on you when you go for a Genocide run, and it makes the monsters the heroes that are trying to stop you. So they get to power up. Like the Battle with a True Hero music like is a focused version of Undyne's theme, where she's like, instead of the unbridled ridiculousness that is like her regular one, she's like, I'm gonna stop this monster from getting any further. And then there's of course the Neo one, and then the Sans Megalovania theme, where he's like, you know, absolutely insane and trying to stop you. And then the last, it plays with the game idea where the last thing that happens is he just it's like, it's always my turn. I'm just not going to take my
Mhm.
next turn. And you're stuck here with me. And it's like such a cool way to explain the game mechanics and use them to trick you and stuff like that.
You know, hey,